Alright, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here with another Final Fantasy XIV video. This time we're going through the Sunken Temple of Qarn as a DPS class. We're taking the monk today. And this is the first time I'm using the monk since we went Stormblood. Actually, I think I used it once before, because I had my bar all set up, but it's the first time making a video about it at least. So that's interesting. We do have Serena Traver from the Free Company, as well as Luna Silverdust joining us once again. Our healer is a random player from the Duty Finder. And I'm basically just going to do my best to try to remember how to play a monk, because it's been basically forever since I have played. Now, this dungeon is a relatively simple one overall. However, it was one of the first ones that I had issues with starting out with. So, only because it's about this time when the bosses start to actually have not necessarily complicated mechanics, but they do have mechanics that require you to know what you're doing. Whoop. As you can see here, the cooldown for Twin Snakes lines up perfectly. I just have to remember to get in the proper position for it, and I'm kind of screwing that up. Something else I want to do is move my lightning gauge over here, as well as my chakra gauge, because I might need that later. Put that back, hit save, there we go. So the lightning gauge is pretty neat because it shows you how much stacks of grease lightning you have. Which is neat because you can sort of keep track of that. At this level, we can only get up to 2 stacks, so we just kind of want to make sure that that's always lit up fully, as often as we can. The monk sort of specializes in prolonged fights, because in these big, long, prolonged fights, that's when they're best at maintaining their grease lightning. And you can see here I'm about to trigger it. And there we go. So we're at max grease lightning stacks. So we're doing the maximum amount of damage that we can do at this level. Now we do have the ability to use Demolish, but I'm not using it right now because I don't think that it's really gonna make too much sense. I'm not actually sure. I guess we can try to figure it out. We'll try it on the next pull, I guess. We definitely need some more Twin Snakes here. Now, there's quite a few changes that they made to the monk, and I'm not really familiar enough with it to be able to shut them all out, because I don't remember all of them, basically. But one of the big ones is that they actually got rid of the damage over time ability that I'm so used to leading off with. So my keys are actually in a different spot now. And here's where we're going to try Demolish. I don't think it's going to work. So there's Demolish for 18 seconds. And see, we only got 8 seconds out of it. Well, I guess 10. I guess we got a decent amount out of it, but I still think it's probably better just to only worry about Demolish later on when we're fighting bosses, or at least more tanky enemies. Because in these cases, the enemies will just die too fast. Maybe if we were fighting one-on-one for a while. Yeah, we want to focus down the bees here, because the bees have an ability called Final Sting, which can do a decent amount of damage. It could actually one-shot you if you're not careful. So we'll focus them down. I thought there was another bee, but I guess not. Probably a little early on the Twin Snakes there. I'm not going to chase too hard. We'll get another chance to kill that thing. Alright, go after the bee. Here we go, Twin Snakes. We'll turn on Internal Release to give us some extra damage. And as a DPS class, we now have the Bloodbath ability allocated to us, so it's pretty neat. I actually, at first, I wasn't quite sure that it was worth it. But the more I think about it, the more I actually like the idea of it. Because I used to use it all the time as a tank. right? As a paladin, Bloodbath was my bread and butter. I still miss it. But now that they've given it only to the DPS classes, I can kind of see how that makes sense, because now if I end up in a one-on-one fight, then I have, you know, it actually gives me more utility. I can fight one-on-one while taking damage and heal myself through the damage that I'm doing. And because I am now a DPS class, I'm doing more damage, so I'm getting more healing from it. It just seems to make sense. But I haven't had too much experience with it yet, so let me know if my thinking is a little backwards on that. But I think it's okay. I'm actually going to eat something real quick. And then we're going to fight this boss. So this is the boss that has one of those sort of special mechanics. We just want to keep an eye out for Doom. It's pretty hard to miss because he's going to do a room-wide AoE, and everybody's going to get hit by it. And once we get Doom put on us, we just need to make sure that we are stepping on the proper platform here to take Doom off. One thing I should do as well is place Demolish on the boss here, and also take out these dung wisps. There we go. Okay. Get behind for Moonshine, or for Bootshine, Twin Snakes, and then back behind again for Demolish. Try to keep this damage over time on him for as long as possible. And that's going to do it. That's going to give us the Doom stack. So we just want to make sure we see which platform is lit up. It's this one. Boom. We got rid of Doom. We're good. And pop internal release as it's off cooldown. I'm just going to apply Demolish real quick to the boss, and then I'm going to go on these dudes. That actually wasn't the right one. We're going to come over here. We're going to come over here. There we go. Alright, let's reset ourselves here. Reapply Demolish. Sprint on over here. You no longer lose TP when you sprint, so it's actually incredibly useful. Because you can just sprint everywhere now. You can use sprint to get yourself out of shitty situations that you may have placed yourself in. Or even just, you know, some mechanics that are a bit tougher to deal with. I'm actually just going to focus down the boss here. Better use of our time. We'll kill him before we'll kill the ads. And there we go. First boss done and dusted. Our tank got real low on health there. Where did our healer go? Healer disappeared. Oh, the healer got killed by Doom, I guess. And that is the correct way to deal with that. Alright, Temple B. I'm so used to having the damage over time on one. I'm still sort of overcoming that. Go. Get on the B. Bum, 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 bum. There's Final Sting, and that's going to do decent damage. But it also kills the enemy. There we go. Now these things, you want to kill them on top of the platform that he's standing on here in order to unlock the door. So it's more of a thing for the tank to focus on, just positioning the enemy properly. I just used internal release at a bad time there because that enemy was already almost dead. We can get a little bit of use out of it here, but not the most. That. We're trying to get this thing on. I think that counted. Yeah, it did. maybe it didn't. Shit. My bad. There we go. We don't necessarily need to go in these areas, or maybe we do. I think actually this is where we need to go to get these platform things, or these stone tablet things. There we go. And again, just try to keep our positionals going properly. And try to keep our twin snakes up at all times, which I failed at a little bit there. Shit, and I messed that up too. Damn it. It's been a while. The monk, to me, seems to have the most that you have to think about at any given time. Which is, it's tough to think about constantly. Especially when you're trying to commentate. So I apologize if my commentary suffers due to me trying to make sure I got all my positionals going well. There we go. Boot shine to the back, twin snakes to the side. We will pop internal release and mantra apparently, and snap punch to the side. Back over here, boot shine to the back, truth strike also to the back, and then move over to the flank for snap punch, and then start over. So boot shine to the back, move over here for twin snakes to the side, and then snap punch to the side. There we go. Boot shine into truth strike, into snap punch, and then start over. Boot shine, twin snake. See how the timing lines up almost perfectly there? It gives you a little bit of leeway in case you have to run a little bit, and I like it. Kill this guy. Forgot twin snakes, as usual. But as long as you're making like an attempt, your damage will be fine, at least as far as I've seen. There we go. This is loot. Nothing we need. And we move on. We're getting pretty close to the second boss here. I think he's right around the corner down here. There's a bee around here, isn't there? No? Thought there might have been a bee. There we go. I think we're doing alright in terms of damage. Not necessarily focusing the proper target, probably, but the tank's doing a good job holding aggro. There we go. That thing is dead. Alright, we're done. Now this boss is pretty simple, but he's got a soul stone and the temple guardian himself. We want to kill off his soul stone so that we can do better damage to him, basically. It's a little weird to explain, but that's essentially what we're doing here. So we target the soulstone, and we just dump all of our damage into it as we can. Alright, and the soulstone is dead, so now we can start targeting him. And he'll be a little bit easier to target as well during this phase. I should be using Demolish, which I totally forgot about. So we'll use Demolish here on the soulstone. And he just shoots off like random AoE abilities. We just gotta be careful not to get hit by them. Get that damage over time on him. And we can use some Bloodbath now to actually get some healing, which is a pretty good idea. We'll break the Soulstone again, pop our internal release, and go into full damage mode here, and we should be able to just kill him. There we go. Easy enough. Just gotta dodge the AoEs, that's all. And we continue on. I think I'm fighting this guy one-on-one, so I'm going to put the damage over time on him and use internal release. We should be okay. Let's see if we can beat anyone else in killing this guy. Nah, the other wall crawler is gonna die. It's close though. Actually, are we gonna beat him? We did kill that guy first. Look at that. Nice damage there. I think the tank turned around and helped us out a little bit though. And there we go. We're coming out of the dungeon area, back to the surface of the temple. Again, just practicing, keeping twin snakes up. We'll throw in some demolish here as well. Let's see exactly how well it does. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if that's worth it. I would say probably not. There we go. Got a level up. That's going to bring us up to level 47. And I'm getting pretty close to being level 50 with the monk here, which is exciting. Yeah, we don't need to go in there. We could get a couple treasure chests, but it's not important. Alright. We're getting close, guys. At the end of this hallway, we'll be at the final boss. Oh, shit, I forgot. Sorry about that. That was me, guys. I left my work email open in the background, and that was an email coming in, so sorry about that. Everything else that I have, like Facebook, Skype, Discord, all of that shit, I'm targeting the wrong guy here. That's totally my fault. It's all turned to silent, except that one. And normally I have it closed, but it looks like I left it open by mistake. Alright, here we go. We just gotta kill off these mobs here. So a good way to figure out which one to put in where, in the left pane you put the flame, in the right pane you put the fruit. And I just look at it as though L for flame and R for fruit, and it makes sense to me, so you can remember that. And here we go, the final boss of the dungeon. Okay, so for this stuff, we're basically just going to be dumping as much damage into the enemy as we can. We're going to be using Demolish as often as we can, Internal Release as well, and dodging a whole bunch of AoEs. Trying to keep up Twin Snakes and Demolish. Now, there is something to do with killing those enemies on these blocks, I think. But to be completely honest, I'm actually not 100% sure. Also, you can kill those mithril verges, but I always just sort of ignore them and just do as much damage as possible. So, I don't know, again, like what the actual right way is to do it, but I think no matter what you do, it's going to be fine. Because this boss isn't really all that tough. Whether you choose to react to the mechanics or ignore them, it's not really going to matter too much. Alright, so we can use some Bloodbath and we can also use some Second Wind. But we're going to keep doing damage here. Yeah, and like there's a lot of AoE to dodge, but it's not impossible to dodge it. I'll even get hit by one here just to get off the limit break. Chop, chop, chop. Didn't do as much damage as I thought it would. But it's all good, because he's going to die. GG. Thanks for the run. As the boss crumbles to bits before us, we have completed the Sunken Temple of Qarn. Hope you guys enjoyed. This time we're going through from the aspect of the monk, or any DPS really. No matter what DPS class you're playing, you follow the same rules, and you'll be totally fine. This healer is going to get 3 commendations. And we don't need that. And that's going to do it. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Sunken Temple of Qarn is an interesting dungeon. I like the aesthetic of it. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, it was one of the first dungeons that really caused me any grief way back when I was a young noob playing this game. So hopefully, you know, some people got some help out of that one. And again, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another rotation of dungeons and trials for you guys. And we'll see you next time.